So two popular stock media websites that I use all the time is Envato Elements and Motion Array. And in this video, I'm going to be comparing the two side by side and give my honest thoughts on using both of them. If you're in the market for choosing one or the other, this is going to be a good video for you. Let's dive in.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Okay, so let's compare the pricing. Envato Elements comes in at $16.50 a month. And then when it comes to Motion Array, it starts at $19 a month and the monthly plan is $29 a month. And if you get the Envato month-to-month plan, this is the yearly plan that's $16.50 a month, billed yearly, it will be $39 a month. And one other important note is that Envato Elements doesn't currently have a 7-day free trial anymore. They removed that. So you kind of have to hit the ground running. Where Motion Array, you can actually create a free account and get access to free assets on their website. So you can try it out for free, see if you like it or not. And both links to Envato Elements and Motion Array are down in the video description if you do want to check them out. Let's first compare the stock video. So when it comes to Envato Elements, their stock video, their stock footage is quite larger than Motion Array's. You'll notice that in general with Envato Elements, they just have more stock footage, more stock music. They're just a larger library and collection of media assets. For example here, if we go to the stock video, stock footage tab and we type in city skyline, you can see that there's over 130,000 city skyline stock footage clips. Where if you go to Motion Array and you go to stock footage and type in city skyline, there's only about just over 8,000. Now one thing that Motion Array does have going for it when it comes to stock footage is I do believe the footage on here is higher quality. Since Motion Array is owned by Artlist, it has access to ArtGrid and all the stock footage that's on Artlist Max. There's a lot of crossover between those three different brands or subscriptions. So in my opinion, the stock footage on Motion Array is higher quality, but if you're looking for a vast library of stock footage, Envato Elements is the better deal. Let's go into stock motion graphics next, since that seems to be the most logical one and following Envato Elements. When it comes to motion graphics, this is really where Envato Elements shines. This is my go-to website for finding VJ loops. And my favorite part of the stock motion graphics section is that if you scroll all the way down in the filter section, they have an alpha channel and a looped section. This is important to me. This may or may not be as important to you, but having looped motion graphics is really nice to have. We're over on Motion Array. If we go to motion graphics, there isn't a looped section. There are VJ loops, but you have to double check and make sure they loop correctly. The one thing that I do like in Motion Array when it comes to creating logo loops and different things is that they have a framing devices filter button that Envato doesn't have, where when you check this and search and find things in here, you'll notice that it's nicely displayed for a logo. Okay, so next let's talk about the video transitions, templates, and all the different presets and stuff for video projects. This is where Motion Array shines and is actually a little bit better at it than Envato Elements. Envato Elements actually doesn't have LUTs, transitions, and effects and presets that you can add to your video clips as a video creator. Motion Array does, however, on the other hand. So if we go to Motion Array, you'll notice that there's a presets tab. You can sort by After Effects, Premiere Pro, or Resolve. An example, so if we go to Premiere Pro, you can see that you can find transitions, color, LUTs, effects. So if you're a video creator specifically, Motion Array will have better and more options for you when it comes to transitions, LUTs. Where Envato, on the other hand, only has video templates. So if you go to Premiere Pro, for example, they have titles, video displays, openers, logo stings, elements, infographics, and this is pretty much it. And the one other note about video templates for Envato, it's not clear whether you're downloading a project file, such as a Premiere Pro project, or if it's a Mogert. Sometimes it's listed in the name, so like this text message package says Mogert for Premiere Pro, so you know this is a Mogert pack. So if we go over in Motion Array and we go to video templates, you can see there's a dedicated Mogert section. So if we click on that, you know you're searching for Mogert specifically, not Premiere Pro project files. And one other nice thing about Motion Array's video templates is, say if you want to find a Premiere Pro project file, you can sort by the version of the software. So say if you are working in version 2022 or 2021, you can go backwards and find specific for a certain version of Premiere Pro. Okay, so next let's go over music and sound effects. Sound effects is pretty much equal. I use both sites for sound effects, and I don't really have anything to say about it. Music, on the other hand, I do believe, in my own opinion, Motion Array just has a little bit better of a library. Now, Envato, I believe, has a larger library. And when it comes to the sound of the songs, personally, I think that Envato Elements is better for corporate videos, where Motion Array is better for more stylistic videos, maybe music videos, social media videos that are a lot more playful. And when it comes to filtering music, both sites have pretty good filters. So if we go onto music for Envato Elements, you can see that you can sort by a lot of different moods and genres here. You just click show more and you can expand and check, if you want electronic music, if you want more dance EDM, but you don't want future bass, you can really fine tune it. Where in Motion Array, if we go to music, one of the things I did want to point out about their filter section when it comes to music is it doesn't filter down. So for example here, if I scroll down and go to heavy metal holiday, it's not going to show me metal holiday music. It's just going to show me one or the other. In this case, it's going to show me holiday music. Now when it comes to downloading is pretty easy from Motion Array. You just click the download button in the far right. Once you have an account, you'll download to your downloads folder. And inside Envato Elements is a little different. You have to click download and then assign a project. So what you do once you have this open, you have to actually write the name of the project that you're working on. This isn't a big deal. You just name it, give it a name, and then click add and download. It's nice. It gives you some tips if you're uploading to YouTube, and then it downloads into your downloads folder. And one other note that I do want to point out before we dive into their big differences when it comes to the different stock subscriptions is that they both have a dedicated Premiere Pro extension now. Envato Elements didn't have one for a long time, and now they do. So this is how it looks like inside Premiere Pro. If we go over to Premiere Pro, I just have a video project open from one of my recent videos, and to get to it, you just go up to Window Extensions. I'm gonna go to Envato first. And just to show you very quickly here, if you wanted to install the Motion Array or Envato Elements plugin, you just go over to Plugins, and you would search for Envato or Motion Array. I have them both installed, but this is where it's located inside the Adobe Creative Cloud app. Now back inside Premiere Pro, this is how it looks. One unique thing that Envato has that Motion Array doesn't inside their plugin, and even on their website, is the AI search. You'll notice this AI search bar. You can actually describe the project that you're working on, and it'll dedicate and find assets related to it. That's a pretty cool feature. If you didn't want to use that, you can just search down below. So say if we're going into the video, we could type for city, hit return, and as you can see, it generated a lot of different city shots. You can easily just click the download button, download it directly into your project without ever leaving Premiere Pro. Same thing with Motion Array. You just go to Extensions Motion Array, and it looks very similar. Motion Array is a little bit more built out. It has a few filter options at the top. That's really the only difference here, and it doesn't have the AI search feature that Envato has. That's one thing Envato has that's a little bit different. Now let's talk about some of the key differences. When it comes to Envato Elements, they're not only just for video creators, they're for graphic designers as well. If you look at their website, you can see that they have a lot of graphic templates. They have graphic backgrounds, textures, icons, presentation templates for Keynote, PowerPoint. They have photos, which Motion Array does have photos. They have fonts. They even have like 3D elements and a lot of different things when it comes to marketing and graphic design in general here. Motion Array, on the other hand, has plugins for Premiere Pro. So just to show you, back inside Premiere Pro, if I scroll down under Video Effects and scroll down, you'll see that once you install it inside Premiere Pro, they have built-in effects that you can apply to your footage, as well as transitions. So if I go to my transitions, you can see MA at the beginning for Motion Array, and you can see the true difference that Motion Array gears their stock subscription a lot towards video professionals, where Envato Elements kind of includes everyone and doesn't have as many video options as Motion Array does. One other thing that Motion Array does have is the video collaboration tool and the portfolio builder, so you can build out a portfolio website. And you can also use the personalized video review and collaboration tool. Now, if you already have Frame.io with your Creative Cloud subscription, you may not need this, so that's just something to keep in mind. But if you're a Resolve or Final Cut editor watching this video, then this might be beneficial to you. If you do want to check out Frame.io and how that works, I will link a video where I go over it right up there. If feel free to check that out. But overall, that's my take on both Motion Array and Envato Elements. I honestly think Motion Array is great for video professionals, and Envato Elements is kind of more for the jack of all trades if you do graphics, marketing, and video, kind of like everything for a business. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.